Now before I start off this video, let me know in the comments below which fighting game are you enjoying the most right now. Mortal Kombat 1, Tekken 8, or Street Fighter 6? Sound it off in the comments below. Alright, so in today's video we're going to be reacting to best single player mode in a fighting game, and it's by The Fighter's Den. Now I watched 30 seconds of this video. He was mainly talking about how Street Fighter 6 is practically the best single player mode. I didn't watch the whole video, I only watched like 30 seconds of it, and he was like kind of getting on Mortal Kombat 1, and I have a lot to say about that game. Not really negative as it used to be, but I still have a lot of things to say about, you know, single player stuff, especially coming from a casual player myself. I really long for single player modes, single player games. I'm not really a fan of playing online like that unless I just want to pass time, you know, see where I'm ranking or whatever. But usually a casual player, like I don't usually play online and things like that. So yeah, with that being said, let's see what he has to say fully, because I only watched 30 seconds of it, and let me know how you guys feel in the comments below.
And it continues. The Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat versus Tekken, the big three. We kind of missed out on a couple of categories there. I think we missed out on roster. In fact, I'll be doing a poll today and I'll be asking you guys which roster do you think is the best. You can decide. But there was something I wanted to touch on here. We talked about the single player mode.
Okay, let's just start off for the bat with the roster. The best roster right now, I would say, is MK1. I probably will give it to MK1. They brought back a lot of 3D era characters that people beloved and been asking for years. So shout out to NRS for doing that. Shout out to Warner Brothers for doing that. And Tekken has a decent roster. You know, it's a decent roster. You know, you have characters that, you know, people mainly want to play. You know, your classic Jin, Kazuya. You know, you can't let those characters not be in the game, right? Lee, all those characters. But you have a lot of characters that people have been asking for, like Bruce, Armor, like these like characters that should not be DLC should be in the base roster. You know, that's like a big problem for Tekken right now. I'll probably give it to MK1 for the best roster right now. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to mention Street Fighter 6. I believe that Street Fighter 6 has the worst roster I've ever seen in my life. Compared to what we had in Street Fighter 5, they have not improved at all. I don't understand how you make a banger of a game, a banger of a single player, but you mess up your roster. Yes, they have their classic Street Fighter 2 characters and you have your new characters in the game, but it is still one of the worst rosters I've ever seen in my life. Even the new characters like Kimberly are like a disgrace to the Street Fighter series. But anyway, yeah, Street Fighter has the worst roster. I'm sorry.
Street Fighter 8 up Mortal Kombat 1 and Tekken 8 in terms of the single player mode. And I got to thinking that, wait a minute, not only is this obviously better than what Tekken 8 has to offer, what MK1 has to offer, is this actually the best single player mode in a fighting game? Because we know this easily clears invasions, but let's talk about invasions for a second.
Okay, this is
where
I stopped watching it.
I actually know one of the major problems with invasions, and I'm gonna tell it to you right now. And you might say, well, everyone knows it's shit, right? But why do we think it's shit? Why are we so disinterested in invasions? Why is it not, it's like it's got no charisma, it's not exciting. Here's one of the reasons behind the lack of excitement. It's not immersive. The damn camera is too far out, you're not immersed.
True.
You don't actually feel like you're in these realms. Like when the mesa starts and you see that camera panning down, that looks good, but as soon as the gameplay starts, it goes away. It lacks immersion. It was sold as you are exploring these realms, but are you though? It's like you're running through a ghost town. There's no interactions. Yeah, we see Bob and the Collector, but no one ain't checking for them. Where are the denizens of these realms? So you go to the Chaos Realm, but you don't even feel like you're in the Chaos Realm. You're too far out of the game. The camera is too far out. You don't feel like you're exploring these other realms. And I think that was one of the major problems, of course, with the grinding and stuff. But again, if you're not invested in it, you're going to be disinterested. You're not actually exploring the realms. You're running through them from point to point. You're not even in control, basically. You are in control, but you're barely in control. So yeah, if I were to give a tip or some advice to the developers, whoever's running invasions, you should probably zoom that camera in from a third person's perspective, so we actually feel like we're actually in the realms, and remove this linear running in one line. Just let us run wherever we want. Allow us to run into a couple of these houses.
He sounds Jamaican. Like that, I don't know. He sounds very Caribbean. I don't know. His accent is very funny, and that's not a diss. I believe you're very hilarious. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think if they got rid of the I don't know, like the platforms is very board game like. Like this is not the 1990s. Nobody plays board games anymore. To put that in a video game is kind of crazy, bro. Like this is not Monopoly. This is not Sorry. This is not Trouble. Like I did not come from playing a board game when I was little to come playing a board game and a fighting game. This is foolishness. It's stupid. I'm not really a fan of the platforms, but I feel like if it was more free roam, like Conquest, and they made it like this, like how it's like, you know, a small platform, you know, type space. I don't know if I'm making any type of sense, but if it was just like this, but like free roam, even if you have the platforms or whatever, that's cool. I don't know how it will look, but just like he said, if it wasn't just like walking one linear way, walking in a line like you're a soldier or something, like if it wasn't like that, it would have been valid. But the fact that it's like in a linear line, you just going to platform like you're playing a board game, is just corny. It's just boring. You're not immersed. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again. It's annoying. It's not fun. After a while, it gets stale. It gets boring. It's not terrible. It's actually getting way better now. Like through seasons, it's getting way better. But it's like, dang, if we would have got something like Conquest or something like World Tour, they would have knocked it out the park. But they sold really bad with this. Even though it's getting better, they sold.
Sure, that's not going to break the bank. And put some more NPCs in these realms. Like I'm saying, it's like a ghost town.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no
too.
interactions. You don't feel like you're there. But hey, that's just my take on it. And as far as I'm concerned, I think Invasions is probably done. It can never compete with World Tour. They're going to have to wait for the next time round. And I'm pretty sure now they're looking at it now, damn, we should have went with the open world format. As you can see from World Tour, that was the right decision to make. But hey, let's get back to the point of the video. Is World Tour actually the best single player mode or side game? So let's start with Tekken 8. We actually played a bit of the Force mode in the Tekken 8 story, and that was pretty cool. That was one of my favorite chapters. But from what we've played, is that gonna compete with something like World Tour? Will that ever get any kind of detail on that level? Probably not. So I think even if that is incorporated, I don't think Tekken Force mode is gonna top Street Fighter World Tour. That's me.
Bro, Tekken sold, bro. They don't even have no single player mode. You got story mode, you got ghost battle. That's it. That's literally it, bro. You don't got nothing else. And beach battle. But that's like CPUs. I mean, again, it is CPUs all day, but it's like, it's not, like he said, it's not immersive. This Tekken Force mode, it's not even a game mode. This is something in story mode. You have to go to a chapter and play this over and over again. And it's only with like, what, 2 or 3 characters, I believe? Lars, King, I believe Lee, Alyssa, and somebody else I can't remember. I think that was those were the 4. Another person, I don't know, I don't care. But yeah, it's really like, there's no single player mode. There's no single player mode in Tekken at all. Nothing. There's only super ghost battle, and it's like, okay, that's not really rewarding. You know what I mean? It's nothing to grind. It's nothing to really like go crazy about as a single player casual player. You know what I mean? So Tekken really sold. Like Tekken is really just a competitive game if you really think about it. If you're gonna get Tekken for single player, don't get the game. I'm just gonna be honest. Don't get the game. Only if you just like a story based person, you just want to play for the story, get it. But like, it's kind of a waste of money, because it's like you're getting the game just for the story, and then there's nothing else to do. Because the story DLC, I don't know how long is it gonna take. I think they said in December or something. I don't know. In winter, I don't know. Harada, you sold the bag when it comes to single player. I'm not gonna lie.
I think Street Fighter would have it in the single department. Let's talk about some other side games. Let's talk about Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh,
The Crypt. Looked amazing. You were exploring Shang Tsung's island, running around through the living forest, collecting items, solving puzzles. That was dope. But can that compare to Street Fighter World Tour? No, let's just be honest. It can't. Of course, you have
the concept for the Crypt for MK11 was cool. It just was like, I'm not gonna, it wasn't really a repetitive. It's just, I don't know, like exploring the places and getting treasures and all that was very cool. Don't get me wrong, it was very cool. But it did not top Conquest and Mortal Kombat Deception and Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Even though Armageddon was a complete downscale to what we had in Deception, it was cool. This is way better than what we have for Mortal Kombat 1 Invasions, but you know, it wasn't all that. It wasn't all that, you know. But it was good for what it was.
Like Tekken Bowling, Tekken Ball again. Those can't compete. Let's be honest. Tekken 6, you had the full campaign mode. That was dope. That was actually good. But which one do you prefer? I think Street Fighter World Tour may have that one too, bro. Yeah, Tekken 5, The Devil Within. You had Mortal Kombat Armageddon. To be honest, it's not even fair to be comparing a PS5 game to games made literally 10, 20 years ago. So I hear that, but here's the thing. What are we going to compare it to? If we look around now, what single player mode in a fighting game should we compare to World Tour? And that's the point I'm trying to make. Right now, Street Fighter's got the game unlocked in terms of the single player department. And again, if you think there's a single player fighting game mode that's better currently, enlighten me. I also remember Soul Calibur used to have good single player modes, but is it on par with World Tour? Probably not. So yeah, I think World Tour got that.
I have a question for somebody in the comments below. When it comes to World Tour, after I finished the story mode, I didn't know what else to do. Like, I couldn't do the side quests. It's probably a skill problem, I'm not gonna lie, because I wasn't really trying to find stuff. I wasn't trying to do it, I'm not gonna lie. What else is there to do in World Tour after you finish the story? Except the side quests. Like, what else is there to do? And except leveling up, I guess. Is there anything else to do? Yeah, let me know. Like, I really don't know what else is there to do. I guess you can level up every character and bond with them and, you know, learn more about the character, which is very cool. Don't get me wrong. I think that's one of the most greatest things, because it gives them more life to the characters instead of it just being like, oh yeah, I fight you and yeah, that's it. Like, it gives more life into the character. You get to know what, like, the lore behind the character, what they're about, their background, things of that nature. I got to learn more about Ryu, you know, and if I want to, I can learn about Ken, things of that nature. So I think it's very cool. And also, if you don't like to read, I can't, then that's too bad. Because there's a lot of reading you got to do. So if you don't like to read, that's too bad. I like to read. So anyway, let me know. Is there anything else to do? Because that's why I haven't been playing Street Fighter, because there was just nothing for me to do. Again, that's probably a skill issue with the side quest stuff, and I wasn't really interested. But let me know if anybody can tell me in the comments below what is there else to do. Trust me, I will go back and play Street Fighter 6. I actually have to, because Akuma came out and I have to try him out. So yeah, anyway.
And here's the thing about World Tour. It's not that the actual story is amazing, because the story,
story's garbage.
With you, the custom character, and Botch, I'm gonna be 100 with you.
Yeah, the story is
that
garbage,
story
bro.
ain't all that.
Story
and you couldn't possibly compare that to even Taven's story, you know, Armageddon, or even dare compare it to the Deception story. So yeah, story-wise, those two games have got this beat, but overall, you know, and then of course, again, you can't compare a friggin' PS2 game to a PS5 game. But currently, what game is standing up to Street Fighter World Tour in terms of a single player mode in a fighting game?
Bro, to this day, I'm still pissed off that they allowed your character to have a voice for when you do moves, when you fight, whatever, but they did not decide to literally take that voice to make him talk in the dialogue and in the cutscenes for the story. That really got me upset, and I'm still mad to this day. I still want beef. So mad, bro.
And I think the good thing about Street Fighter World Tour is, well, the best thing about it to me was not the actual story within, it was the interactions with the masters. Seeing different sides to all these masters, learning more about them. That's literally what I just said. The fact that you have to constantly pester them to train you new moves. The fact that even if you're a Street Fighter vet, you're learning things about these characters you didn't know. They're giving you these exclusive images. The fact that they come and help you in a fight, they're texting you, I thought that was dope. They actually really thought the master system out really well. And I think that's the best part of World Tour. But yeah, I currently think it's the best single player mode in a fighting game. Now just think about this. Just think if Mortal Kombat didn't go for Invasions and went for their own World Tour. Because remember, this all started in Mortal Kombat Deception. That was the first game out of the big three that allowed you to explore your own world. They were the first ones to do an open world in a fighting game. So yeah, just imagine, instead of me now running around in Metro City, we were running around in Earthrealm. And when you go to the map, instead of going to different countries, you're choosing different realms.
Yeah.
Edenia, the Netherrealm, Nitara's realm. You're telling me that wouldn't be sick? Just imagine I was running around as Sub-Zero instead of... You know how sick that would have been? I'm not gonna lie to you. Street Fighter beat Mortal Kombat to the punch, and they got it. They got Tekken and Mortal Kombat on that one. Street Fighter takes the best single player mode comfortably, and they are looking around on the podium and no one's close.
Yep.
But hey, maybe that's just me. People, what do you think? And what are your top 3
Yeah, I don't know. Unless Tekken comes out with some crazy single player mode, I highly doubt it. They already sold the bag with the launch. There was no single player mode except I don't count Super Ghost Battle because that's you can literally train with Ghost Battle just to play with. It's foolishness. Anyway, and then MK Invasions, they sold the bag. As I said, I think I said this in my video when I was talking about MK1 Fix MK1, that video. I'm pretty sure I said that game was extremely rushed. I think Warner Brothers really just harassed NRS to just finish the game quickly and have the game out as soon as possible, because when the trailer for MK1 came out, it literally said it was coming out the same year. That usually doesn't really happen when a trailer drops for a game. The game usually comes out probably a year later, probably months, like probably 8 months max, 10 months max prior to the trailer. But the fact that the game came out less than 6 months, I believe, 5 months after that trailer was crazy. We got a gameplay trailer a month after. We just kept getting trailers back to back to back. The marketing was very good for that game, I'm not gonna lie. Just for the game to be mid in a sense. Not mid like actually bad, but like mid as in like it's average. It's like good, it's an average good game. You know what I mean? And it's getting better, because a lot of people are saying it's getting better with the DLC drops and the constant updates and things of that nature. They're trying to revive the game. But the damage is already done. You know, Invasions is not that great. And again, MK1 was just a rush game. And then with Tekken is just a competitive game. It's not something for a casual player just to play the game. No, it's not. Like, you're gonna have to play online. You're kind of forced to play online. Or you're just gonna have to wait until the story DLC drops or updates drop, where they drop single player stuff, which I highly doubt. But yeah, Street Fighter 6, Capcom nailed it in the park with the World Tour mode and everything else they got going on. The nitpicks I have, and a huge nitpick, was the voice thing. That really pissed me off. And yeah, other than that, Street Fighter 6 is probably the champion, and it won Game of the Year, Fighting Game of the Year, right? Last year, I believe. So yeah, Street Fighter 6 is still probably the best fighting game out right now, honestly. Then next is Tekken 8, and then Mortal Kombat 1. So that's literally the list how it goes. I'm pretty sure that's the popular opinion. Some people may say MK1, then Tekken 8, or the other vice versa or whatever. Some people may say Tekken 8 is the best fighting game right now. But yeah, even though I'm enjoying Tekken 8 out of all of them right now, I probably would say, on logically speaking, Street Fighter 6 is the best game when it comes to competitive, casually, and yeah, that's it. Those are the only 2 categories. But yeah, let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about it. How would you list the fighting games right now? I believe that we're in a renaissance. Shout out to Cali Q Games. Love you, bro. I believe that we're in a renaissance of fighting games right now with Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, Tekken 8. Let me know your fighting game right now. Let me know your favorite fighting game. MK1, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8. Let me know in the comments below. I love each and every one of you. Like the video if you're new. Subscribe if you're new. Subscribe to my Christian channel. It's very important to salvation. And I made a whole review, or somewhat, of Street Fighter 6. I will put it in the outro, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. God bless.